Good evening from COP28. Very pleased to welcome Mr. CB Ramkumar, Global Vice Chairman of the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, the leading global sustainable tourism body. Thank you very much for being with us. We are here at COP28, Global Sustainable Tourism Council. Would you please tell us more about it, and would you please explain to us sustainable tourism, because it's quite a new, recent and broad term, especially in the Middle East.
Yeah, thank you, Saleh. It's good to be with here at COP28 and to have a conversation with you. The Global Sustainable Tourism Council was born out of the United Nations system. Way back in 2007, the United Nations World Tourism Organization, United Nations Environmental Program, along with the UN Foundation and some stakeholders, the other private sector stakeholders like Sabre Holdings, Rainforest Alliance, they all came together and formed the Global Sustainable Tourism Council. The UN system funded us for a few years, and now we are standing on our own 2 feet. Now, why did it happen? It can be a question. What do we need sustainable tourism for? The UN realized at that point of time that we need standards for sustainable tourism, because tourism tends to consume resources which are disproportionate to the value it adds back to economies. So we talk about how economies are thriving because of tourism, but we are not able to see the economic leakages that happen in the world of tourism. So we needed standards, sustainable tourism standards, which is what the UN system put together, and the GSTC was born. So we own standards, we govern standards on behalf of the world, and we put them out. It's open source, it's available free of charge, much like any UN process, for anybody anywhere in the world to download it and understand what sustainable tourism is all about.
Basically, you are active as a body in Asia, you are active in Europe, Turkey is at the forefront. What about the Middle East? How can we include the Middle East region in the global drive? Especially, we are at COP28, the UAE is fully committed to sustainability. We are in the year of sustainability right here in the United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia is also at the forefront of sustainable tourism in line with the Vision 2030. The whole region, in particular, the Middle East, is buzzing in terms of sustainability across all fronts. Renewable energy is one, recycling is two, also sustainable tourism. How can we bring sustainable tourism to the table with solid actions?
See, in the world of sustainable tourism, you need one common framework for the world to follow. What has been happening till now? Multiple labels. When I say multiple, I mean hundreds of labels in the name of eco-tourism, sustainable tourism, green tourism, which is the reason the world needed a common framework for everybody to follow, which is why the United Nations system put us together, saying what is it that governments, regulators, legal entities can follow in Dubai or anywhere else, say in Delhi or in Denmark, wherever it is, so that we can compare everybody to one common framework. That was important. Now in the Middle East, what has happened is, because Middle East is still, besides Dubai and some parts of the other GCC, where tourism has had a huge impact, the rest of the Middle East was moving towards tourism, and there is talk of sustainable tourism. We've got multiple inquiries from the Middle East region, anecdotal sort of inquiries saying we want to do something, can we do something, and we are, of course.
How can we progress in this regard? What do you have to offer?
Now we work with governments across the world. I mean, I personally have been working with governments in the
Singapore,
in the South Pacific Islands, to Italy, we work with governments all over, where we guide them on what they need to do from a national perspective to start the journey into sustainable tourism. This was the conversation that we had with Turkey many years ago, and we are seeing what has happened with Turkey. So we are having similar conversations with other governments. We are most welcome and open to conversations with governments anywhere at all to help them.
So Turkey, which is among the world's top countries in tourism, has made it. Today, Turkey, by all global standards, is ranked among the top of the top in terms of sustainable tourism. That means and this has been achieved in the period of 4 years, 5 years, because sustainable tourism as a whole is something very new. So you believe that the Middle East could be or can be on a solid roadmap to achieve that?
Absolutely. Turkey got there. What was the starting point? There was a political will. There is a political will to move into sustainable tourism because it has to start from there.
Yes.
It has to start from the top echelons of power.
Yeah.
Once they commit to it, rolling it out becomes easier. We will give the roadmap because we have the roadmap available, which will help countries.
Yeah. We at ESG Mena have been believing from day one that it's something very top sustainability. We're seeing a severe lack of awareness in sustainability in ESG across the board. Some people bringing us their global chief sustainability officers, perhaps because of the lack of knowledge in the MENA region. How can we develop and increase sustainable tourism literacy?
It'll have to be through conversations. So as part of the GSTC, while we handhold governments on a strategic long-term platform as to how to do that, we can help with that, give a toolkit, so to speak, on how you can unleash sustainable tourism in your countries. We do a series of training programs for
in
governments.
different languages, understand?
Absolutely. And I mean, I personally have done training programs for governments across the world, where governments want to first understand, the tourism boards want to understand, because today, sustainable tourism, we need a common understanding, and the United Nations has specified that.
Yes.
You know, after the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. But adoption of that and understanding of that is still lacking, which is where we come in.
Yeah.
Sustainability is more than just environment and green. There are social aspects, environmental aspects, cultural aspects, and business aspects. Now, putting all this together in an easily palatable format is where we can come and we can help.
CB Ramkumar, Global Vice Chairman of the Global Sustainable Tourism Council. Thank you very much for being with us right here in Dubai at COP28.
Thank you, Saleh. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.